Hi there! This presentation is a thorough tour of the Routine mobile app. This is currently iOS, but this is also available on Android. So as a user, the first screen that you see is the agenda. It's pretty much the same as the desktop one, except that it has been designed for narrow screens and a touch-first experience, as you'll see in a minute. In the bottom navigation bar, you've got the other screens, which are Calendar, Journal, and Pages, and eventually all the screens from the desktop app. Let's go back to the agenda for a second. I can tap any event that I have and join it. Also check the attendees. On any event, I can also take notes, which get automatically synced with the desktop app. I can also slide to the next and previous days. At the very bottom, we've got a task drawer. And one of the unique features of the Routine mobile app is that I can drag any task and drop it to allocate it at any time I want. Then it just appears as a regular event with a checkbox. And this is basically what we meant by touch-first design. With that in mind, let's move on to the calendar screen, which has a couple of similar features as the agenda. I can tap events to open them and check the details. There are 3 overviews: 3 days, week, and month, as you would expect in any reasonable calendar app. But it's basically the same here. It's the unique combination of tasks and events at the same time that makes Routine fairly unique. I have a pretty similar task drawer to the one in the agenda. I can see the different groups of tasks from there. If I want to create an event, I just drag my finger onto a free spot like this, and the end time of the event depends on where I lifted my finger. For tasks, it's basically the same as the agenda. I can drag and drop a task at any free spot, and it will be allocated just like before. As you may have noticed, you can also have tasks from external sources, such as Gmail. That's because I've configured a Gmail integration from the desktop app before. Now let's move on to the more note-centric screens of the app, with first the journal. I've got a bunch of templates that are listed to me, and by tapping one of them, I've got my template simply applied. I've got the same rich text editing experience as shown before. I can switch any block from a type to another as I want. And one of the great things about Routine is that these tasks will appear later in my inbox for me to easily check what I have to do. And for the pages, it's basically the same as notes in the desktop app, and it got the same features as it embeds the same note editor as everywhere in the app. And it's the same concept. If you've got any task listed in the notes, you can also plan them and retrieve them in your inbox later. In the center of the navigation bar, you've got the capture button, and it basically allows me to create any of the 3 main types of objects in Routine. First, we've got events. I don't have to drag on the calendar to create an event. I can use the capture button. I also have the note one to quickly brain dump what I have in mind. And the third one is the task one. You can create a task and add notes if you want. Also, you can plan by tapping the plan button in the bottom left corner. As you master the mobile app, you may appreciate the fact that you can also drag the capture button, quickly create an event for inbox directly, which simply avoids to tap the plan button and select today. So that was also a demo of the plan workflow. As explained, if I drag and drop on the left sub button, I've got a task ready for today. Obviously, I can find the tasks that I added either in my inbox or directly in the task drawer in the agenda, for example. I found the task I created in the unplanned section. Now let's move on to one of the more new features of the app, is the voice assistant. You trigger it by long pressing the capture button, and the idea is that you just say whatever you have in mind. So here, for example, I ask to schedule a new meeting, add some tasks, and add a new entry to my journal. And the idea is that it's completely unstructured because I can count on the basically have my back. To finish up to the settings of the app, from there I can, for example, configure how I like my calendars to be enabled or not. Also add them if I need to. Preferences if I need. Time preferences, appearance preferences. Also I can customize the bottom navigation bar as I like. Here, Pages is first now. And that concludes this presentation.